I've been waiting to talk about. The reason why I dress up today. Cardinals and Cowboys, baby. You see me here. I have my Cardinals jacket. I have my Cardinals hat back here with the bald-headed assassin. Everyone called me crazy when I picked this game. They said, are you sure you want to pick the Cardinals to cover in this game?
Yeah.
12.5-point underdogs. There's no way. The way the Cowboys have destroyed the Giants and the Jets, what makes you think the Cardinals are going to go out there and do anything against this vaunted defense? Well, I said, have you met Josh Dobbs? The bald-headed assassin, the killer that is Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs said, it's my time to ride.
Yeah.
And when they made Josh Dobbs in a lab, they made 3 requirements for the man. They said, Josh Dobbs, we need you to know how to breathe. We need you to know your name. And we need you to dice up the Cowboys defense. And Josh Dobbs said, check, 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 beep, boo, boo, bop. And that's what they did in this game. They went out there and immediately just slid up this defense with Hollywood Brown, with James Conner, Josh Dobbs making some running plays in this game, and their defense smacking around the Cowboys offense. I mean, the Cowboys, they were without Trayvon Diggs. That must have affected them because they couldn't stop a Pop Warner team this game.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals, I think, the way they played the first 2 weeks, I saw them play a tough game against the Commanders, having a lead in the fourth quarter. And then, they went in and they took care of business. I felt like this is a team that isn't a great team by any means. They don't have the talent around them. There's no Kyler Murray. Buda Baker's out as well, but they're playing competitively. And this could be a thing where, we made fun of Nick Sirianni when he was hired. We made fun of Dan Campbell when he was hired. These goofy head coaches that come in, have a bad press conference. We rip them to shreds. Well, maybe Murr isn't too bad. Maybe Impractical Jokers was onto something. Maybe he actually is pretty good because what they did to the Cowboys offense, I mean, I understand you have your reservations with Dak Prescott, but he is a competent quarterback in this league. He's gotten paid. You have Brandon Cooks. You have CeeDee Lamb. You have Tony Pollard. Jake Ferguson's been stepping up, and you held him to 16 points when you have nobody on that team to stop him. So we can make fun of the Cowboys, and by all means, we will. But this Cardinals game, this is a team that everyone's counting out, and I think that they can play some upset ball. I think I have a prediction of what will happen by the season's end with their draft picks that they have. But great win for the Cardinals. Josh Dobbs, an absolute killer. And this Cardinals team, we're back, baby.
Yeah, how about them Cowboys? It's not a plane, it's a bird, it's a cardinal. And it's been the Cowboys' worst nightmare. This is like, we talk about the Lions versus the Seattle Seahawks, but the Cardinals have been the Cowboys' nightmare. What was their record since 2010?
They were 8-1.
8-1 versus the Cowboys, because I was like, that's weird. Like, because we were talking about the game, I was like, Kyler beat them last year when the Cardinals were kind of reeling. So I was like, what's their record over the past? We pulled it up. It's 8-1. This is one of those teams that the Cowboys struggle with, but you shouldn't. I was banging on the table. I was like, yeah, I get the Cowboys rolled the Giants. Okay. I get the Cowboys rolled the Jets at home, but are we sure we want to be a wagon this early in the season? Are we sure that this team in week 1 and week 2 that went out there, shut out the Giants, made Zach Wilson look like himself again, sent him back into that second round bust that we all knew him to be, his house of horrors that I thought it would be in Dallas? Like, are we sure about this Dallas Cowboys team? Are we sure that they're the best team in the league? Are we sure that they're a lock to win the Super Bowl when they had a tough time getting the ball in the end zone versus the Jets? So it's like, I was someone who's like, I don't necessarily believe in the Cowboys offense being that dynamic, and if they have a few injuries on that defense, it's not going anywhere very fast, because we saw Trayvon Diggs, unfortunately he is out with a torn ACL, and this was the first game without Trayvon Diggs. And then the Cowboys went out there. Micah Parsons didn't have a sighting until the third quarter in this game. Mr. I want to be not only the defensive player in the year, the MVP. Well, if you want to be the MVP, how about you go out there and show me versus the Arizona Cardinals, the team that everyone thought would be the worst team in the league. And then all the Cowboys fans are like, oh, did you see how badly we beat the Giants compared to how the San Francisco 49ers beat the Giants? I think we're actually better than San Francisco. I'm like, really? You really think you're better than the San Francisco 49ers with Dak Prescott, who hasn't proven anything in the playoffs. Like, he's beaten underman teams, and then he lost head to head with the 49ers last year and Brock Purdy. The 49ers look even better with their third wide receiver coming in behind Brandon Ayuk, Roddy Bell coming in, making some plays. Like, are we sure this Cowboys team with Tony Pollard being the number one guy, are we sure that's a good idea? Are we sure Michael Gallup is a dude at wide receiver? Are we sure Brandon Cooks isn't just old? Are we sure that your new tight end is going to be comparable to Dalton Schultz? Are we sure that letting go of Kellen Moore is a good idea? Are we sure that Mike McCarthy as a play caller is a good idea? Are we sure that this defense is going to be a world beater from September all the way into the playoffs till the Super Bowl and have the stamina to keep going? Are we sure about the Dallas Cowboys? No, we're not. Like, slow down. The fact that the Cowboys fans were talking that much shit on Thursday Night Football was just karma. Like, you guys deserve to lose this game after, like, oh, 49ers, we beat the Giants way worse. I'm like, it's Thursday Night Football. Chill out. Like, chill. Like, they got 12 points. Like, okay, they didn't shut them out. They didn't score 40 points. Well, guess what? You lost to everyone's pick for worst team in the league outside of the Denver Broncos at this point. Like, come on. Josh Dobbs, Rondale Moore is beating you down the field for touchdowns. That's where we're at. James Conner, who wasn't able to do too much in a hurry in the first two games, is now averaging, 6 yards a carry versus that team?
7 yards a carry.
7 yards a carry? Like, what is... Come on, guys. You lost this game, and I was like, all right, I don't think the Cardinals will cover